Who remembers those dear departed days of COVID when everybody was shouting that particular slogan, "Don't kill Granny"? I couldn't find it, but I do remember there was an instance where two women or a woman was out in the park. I think she was carrying a cup of coffee or something, and the police just descended upon her. It was seen by another walker in the park, and he said they just mobbed this woman and started screaming at her that she was killing Granny. I'm not entirely sure how they'd got that in their minds, but there they were. Everybody was so worried about Granny, and this is especially true of the Labour Party, who were particularly bothered about Granny. We have this article here: "Don't ease lockdown restrictions too soon," Starmer was saying, because he was so worried about Granny. It's so nice to know that the Labour Party cares about old people so much, isn't it? But that was then. This is now. I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. Okay, so the Labour Party and obviously Preston Council were using the "Don't Kill Granny" meme quite a lot. But as I said, that was then, this is now. Now we have the police who were arresting lone women walkers in parks for killing Granny are now, well, they're arresting people like this lady. I don't know whether she actually is a granny, but she's certainly of the right age to be one, and they've carted her off to jail. By the way, leaving her elderly and ill husband to fend for himself. So it's not only a matter of killing Granny, it's killing Grandad as well. And then there's this granny here. Well, not too bothered about that, are we? Okay, so let's see. Hang on, I'll get that reduced again. Right, so grannies don't seem to figure too much in the present circumstances for some reason. But even more interesting would be this. The second Alzheimer's drug is expected to be blocked for NHS use. So there are a couple of apparently game-changing drugs which don't actually stop Alzheimer's, but they do slow down the effects quite considerably. And both of them are now not being prescribed on the NHS. However, graciously, the government, or rather the arm of the government, which is the NHS, has given people permission to buy the drug. So, they can use their pension money to buy the drug that will keep them more or less independent for a little bit longer. So that's nice to know. They've saved up all their lives. Hey, what else would you be saving up for but to pay for an Alzheimer's drug, which you might reasonably have expected to get on the NHS. After all, you've been paying for it all your life if you're an old person. But, who cares about old people? Certainly not the Labour Party. But then it doesn't matter if you've got Alzheimer's, because you're going to die of cold anyway. The Chancellor has now cut, is going to be restricting the winter fuel payment just to those on benefits. Let me just outline this. if you've spent your life saving your, earning and then saving your money, then you're not going to get a winter fuel allowance. But if you have been on a very low income all your life, or have been particularly profligate and have spent most of your income on beer and cigarettes and I don't know what, holidays in Magaluf or whatever, then you won't have any money left over. You'll be on benefits, and that way you'll get a winter fuel allowance. I'm not suggesting that's a marvellous life, by the way. I'm just pointing out that this punishes the sort of people who've been saving up their money or have been in a position to save up their money, and they are going to have to pay, well, for their Alzheimer's medication and their heating allowance, or maybe for maybe they're going to have to spend their money eating or something frivolous like that. Well, this is the Labour Party who cares so deeply for Granny. Well, let's face it, especially if they're old and white, they're most likely to be they're most likely to be far-right thugs anyway, aren't they? It's, it's just as well that they're on their way out, isn't it? Till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.